Hello, everyone. I'm Governor John Carney. Thank you for joining us today as we sign the proclamation declaring April as the month of the military child. Most of the time we do this every year in Legislative Hall, and we have a big gang of students, of military personnel, excuse me, our Delaware Army and Air National Guard, and it's just a really good opportunity to thank all the folks that are involved in helping raise our military children, support our men and women in the military, in the Delaware Army and Air National Guard, and of course at Dover Air Force Base, and the incredible missions that they have in support of our safety, the safety of our nation and of our state. It has been an incredible year for both our military and our Delaware Army and Air National Guard under the circumstances of COVID-19. And I just want to thank all the members of the Guard, all the air men and women out at the base for their tremendous work, for our Department of Education and all the schools and school districts that support the children of our men and women in service, particularly Caesar Rodney School District. Dr. Kevin Fitzgerald is with us today, an incredible number of military children there in that district. I can't say enough about you, General Berry, and your team and what you've done to help us with COVID-19 response, everything that we've asked your men and women to do, both on the air and the Army side. They've stepped up in a big way. Obviously, the Black Lives Matter issues back in the spring and early summer as well. Just an incredible year of service to our state and our country. And of course, today we're here to talk about the children of those men and women who serve. And we've got a great lineup here with our Adjutant General, Major General Mike Berry, mentioned a minute ago. Tremendous leadership there at the Guard during this past year. Dr. Susan Bunting, Secretary of Education, again, her team under incredible circumstances. We're also going to hear from Joe Huber, who's General Berry will talk about. He's the first recipient of the Carol Timmons Scholarship Award. General Timmons was one of my favorites and just a real public servant and leader at our Delaware Army and Air National Guard, a real trailblazer there. We have representatives from the 436th Airlift at the base, Colonel Shannon Anderson, Major Katie Griffin. We'll hear from them as well. I see children on the screen that they've brought along with us to really show us who this is all about. And Dr. Kevin Fitzgerald, again, will bring us home as we sign this proclamation. Thank you all for what you do for our state. Thank you for the incredible work of the men and women in service. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Secretary Bunting for everything that your team does to educate the children of our men and women in the military.
Thank you, Governor. The month of the military child allows us to pay tribute to military children for their commitment, their patience, and their courage, and to show our unconditional support for our troops and their family members. However, this year, we're also taking the opportunity to highlight and honor a person that has been a strong advocate for our military-connected students, Major General Carol A. Timmons. You'll hear more about Major General Timmons later in this presentation. I had the privilege of working with Major General Timmons and witnessed her tremendous respect and admiration that she had for the offspring of those who are serving our country. She was a strong proponent of celebrating the sacrifices through which we are able to honor our students with such events such as Purple Up for military kids, which is annually held on April the 15th. If you ask why purple, in the context of the day, the military child purple indicates all the branches of the military are supported. All the service colors are represented, including Air Force blue, Army green, Navy blue, Marine red, and Coast Guard blue. These are said to combine for the mutual benefit of all into the color purple. In Delaware, we too typically choose one day to highlight our military-connected students, and hopefully we wear purple. In the past, as the governor mentioned, we've had the opportunity to have our National Guard and Dover Air Force Base students and their families come to visit the governor in his office, and then to appear before the Senate and the House members on a day in April. This year, due to the pandemic, of course, we will unfortunately miss talking with those students from Welsh Elementary and Dover Air Force Base, and hearing about their lives and their experiences, but also enjoying their course performances, which is always really a tear-jerking experience. We actually have more than 4,600 students who are military connected in our public schools here in Delaware. These students are found not only in Cesar Rodney School District, but also district and charter schools all across the state. These students are active in our schools and community organizations despite prolonged and repeated absences of one or both parents or their relatives. These children show bravery and resilience as they continue their studies, activities, and lives here in Delaware, while their family members serve within the state, across the nation, or very far away. They also often find themselves moving as their families receive new assignments, new stations, and that forces them to transition to new schools and to make new friends. I encourage everyone to join us each year, every day in April, to celebrate our children in a small way. There's so many things that we can do for these amazing young people. First, we could wear purple to show the support and gratitude to Delaware's military children for their resilience and sacrifices. But we can also do other things, from highlighting our marquees in purple if we can, and honoring the military month. We also can create world maps and pinpoint where our students happen to be either moving to or have their families serving. We can have a Share Your Story project. We could adopt an actual service member for our school or classroom. And we can develop world clock displays, just getting the concept of how far apart we sometimes are when our parents are serving the country. So many, many ideas can be shared, but we can continue to show that we are in support of our students. So it's my privilege and pleasure to join you today in recognizing their contributions that allow their loved ones to serve our country here and abroad. So thank you, students. And with that, Governor, I turn it back to you.
Thank you very much, Secretary Bunting, for those words and for the commitment of the department and all the schools across our state to the children of our military men and women. You mentioned the incredible leadership of late Major General Carol Timmons, and I had the great privilege and honor to appoint her to be the first woman to serve as Adjutant General in the Delaware Air and Army National Guard. She was a trailblazer herself as a pilot, and she came in as a leader of the Guard to replace another legend, if you will, and Major General Frank Vavala. And it's always difficult to replace somebody like that. And the next person we're going to hear from is somebody who has followed on the heels of Major General Carol Timmons and has done just an incredible job during a very, very difficult time in the last year of COVID-19. His efforts and the efforts of the men and women of the Army and Air Guard have been incredibly important to our country and our state over this past year and before. And we welcome Major General Mike Berry and thank him for his great leadership.
Well, thank you, Governor Carney, and certainly Dr. Bunting. Your recognition of the special role our military children play in supporting their parents who have volunteered to serve our communities, our state, and our nation certainly supports our belief in their unofficial role as also serving our citizens. And our military children, as Dr. Bunting said, they reside with their families throughout our great state and our students throughout our numerous school districts. And the outstanding support and recognition of their unique situations by the Delaware Department of Education and all of the school districts allow for understanding and special services which have continual positive impacts on their daily lives and their academic performance. And it's certainly an honor for me at this time to be able to introduce the 2021 recipient for, as you mentioned, sir, the scholarship that was created in honor of General Timmons. This year, Joe Huber, who was selected as the first recipient of the scholarship. He's the son of a recently retired soldier of the Delaware Army National Guard. In fact, his father was a command sergeant major. Joe's a senior at Hodgsonville Tech with a current GPA of 4.2. He's very active in his school community and extracurricular activities, including wrestling and karate. He's an active member of the Delaware National Guard Teen Council, and he attends teen outings with all of his Guard peers. Most recently, he attended an Earth Day project to rejuvenate Caldwell Park, which is located at Bethany Beach at our training site right there on Route 1. And it was this past weekend. Joe has attended Camp Caldwell, the week-long summer camp for our Guard youth, since the age of 13, and he's taken on various leadership roles. He is described by his teachers as a young man with outstanding leadership, hardworking attitude, and significant amount of ambition. Joe plans to attend Wilmington University and pursue a degree in cybersecurity. Joe is on Zoom, and he will be reciting his essay submitted with his scholarship application, which was inspired by General Timmons. And the essay topic is, how do good leaders inspire others? Joe, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good leaders are hard to come across in society, as people often get the term boss and leader mixed up. What sets a good leader apart from a boss and other leaders is how they inspire others to be the best they can be. Good leaders inspire others because they don't boss people around or take control of a situation when it's needed. They make sure each person has input and has the ability to voice their opinion. This inspires people to have confidence in themselves, and it shows them that they have a voice. Leaders also have a positive impact on their friends and others around them. Positivity spreads, so when a good leader brings people up, it inspires other people to do the same to their friends. Leadership is a very important trait to have, because when leaders are able to inspire, it creates more leaders. The more leaders there are in the world, the more they inspire people to have courage, cooperation, and make relationships grow. Leaders do not sit back. They are proactive members in the community, and they do whatever they can to support their cause. As said before, positivity spreads. When others see leaders making a difference in the community, it inspires them to be active members of the community as well. They also always make sure everyone has integrity. Leaders never take advantage of the fact that if no one is around, they do not have to follow the rules. They always make sure they are always honest and do what is right regardless of the situation. This inspires others to do the same, so they are honest as well. One of the biggest and most important qualities a leader has is loyalty. Without loyalty, you cannot have trust or honesty. So leaders must always be loyal to their friends and family. A great leader never turns away from those in need when they need help. They are always loyal and show their support every step of the way. When people feel that sense of loyalty, they know they have a true leader on their side, which inspires them to be something greater. This inspires others to be loyal to their family and friends. Good leaders don't just bring out the best in other people, they also bring them up and inspire them to be better leaders as well. Good leaders always have a positive inspiration on others.
That was awesome, Joe, and you described very well, frankly, the leader for whom this scholarship is named after. Major General Carol Timmons, you probably didn't know her, but she led by example. She wasn't bossy. She never asked others to do what she wouldn't be willing to do herself. She was incredibly low key, and she was able to get folks to follow. as I've heard the expression recently that a leader without followers is just a man or woman taking a walk. I thought that really captures it. And we have incredible leaders on this screen. And General Carol Timmons was an incredible leader as well. So congratulations, Joe. I can understand why the committee selected you for the scholarship award, and we wish you the best as a leader in the future. Next up, we have two leaders from our Dover Air Base. First, Colonel Shannon Anderson, who's the Vice Wing Commander of the 436th Airlift at Dover. We welcome you today and thank you for being with us.
Good morning, Governor Carney, Secretary Bunting, General Berry, Joe, Katie, and Dr. Fitzgerald. It's an honor to be here with you this morning, and I'd like to begin by introducing you to one of my military kids, Olivia Anderson.
Hello, I've been a military kid for a little over 16 years. Right now, I'm a junior at Caesar Rodney High School, and this is my second high school. There, I love running, and I'm currently a captain for the track team there. And, you know, after 11 moves in my life, starting over is getting kind of old, but I've truly had a great experience here in Dover. Even under COVID restrictions, I've been welcomed with open arms and opportunities to get to know this town. And I would like to thank you for the support you provide military kids.
So I'd like to begin by also saying thank you for including Dover Air Force Base today as we celebrate Month of the Military Child and attend your proclamation signing event. This is a tremendous opportunity to recognize the sacrifices made by military children, to emphasize their important role in the Air Force and local communities, and to honor their strength, bravery, and resilience. Now, I was not a military child, so I don't know firsthand what it's like. However, I have 3 children, and they often keep me apprised of some of the bigger challenges. It's true, my kids have no geographic place to call home, but they are also very well versed in making new friends. While over the years, virtual technological advancements have made it much easier to keep in touch with old friends, all 3 of my children have demonstrated incredible sacrifice and bravery. They are not alone. Over the past 20 years, more than 2 million American children have had a parent deploy to Iraq or Afghanistan. More than 19,000 children have had a parent wounded in action, and over 2,200 children have lost a parent in these wars. These children did not accept this risk, but now bear the burden of the consequences of having had a parent that made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our country. Just this past year, several of these children were reunited with their fallen parents on Dover Air Force Base's flight line as part of AFMEO's most solemn mission. So it is these children that Olivia and I would like to especially recognize during the month of the military child. For our local Dover military children, Team Dover is committed to nurturing these youngest members of our community. We understand the hardship and challenges that deployments, relocations, and moves present for military children and their families. We take pride in caring the most for our military children and have counselors and an array of programs and events designed to support our military children and help them be successful. Team Dover also benefits from the permanent on-base presence of the Delaware USO, which provides invaluable resources and support for our military children. Finally, we also feel very fortunate to have a very strong teammate in the Caesar Rodney School District. The district's level of engagement with Team Dover, families, and on-base support is truly a rarity in the Air Force. Likewise, our other surrounding school districts are also supportive and critical to the success of not only Team Dover's military children, but also our airmen, guardians, and families as a whole. Governor, thank you for the opportunity to offer a few words this morning. Now I'd like to pass it over to our Dover Force Support Squadron Commander, Major Katie Griffin.
Good morning. I'm Major Katie Griffin, and this is my son, Chase. He is a 3rd grader at Welch Elementary on Dover Air Force Base. And as Colonel Anderson mentioned, I'm the Force Support Squadron Commander here at Dover. And for those of you that aren't familiar with what that is, it's my job to take care of airmen, guardians, and their families, which includes operating all of our child and youth facilities, and also the programming that services nearly 3,000 military-connected children in the state of Delaware. So in addition, I'm also a mom of 3 fantastic children. And the month of the military child is about honoring their sacrifices and the sacrifices that they make to support national security and the defense of our nation. My children have moved 6 times, and my oldest has attended 8 schools in her 11 years. And so we are very grateful for the support that we've gotten from Caesar Rodney School District to help them as they transition to the area. And they leave their friends and support networks behind every couple of years and then have to build new ones. And that's been especially challenging for our oldest, who is also special needs, to make sure that we get her connected with her special education services every time we move. So our children have endured long separations from their parents and constantly having to make new friends and leave best friends behind. And each challenge, they come back stronger. They're a very resilient bunch. And so we're grateful for this opportunity to honor our military children and their resilience, as well as recognize their contributions to our service and purple up. So with that, I'll hand it back over to you, Governor.
Thank you very much, Major Griffith and Colonel Anderson. Thanks for being with us today, for what you do for our country. Frankly, in our state, Team Dover and Dover Air Force Base is so incredibly important for the country and its mission. Its airlift mission, AFMEO mission couldn't be more important. And it's really a big deal for our state. We fight hard when when there are national base alignment commissions and that might be looking at a different mission there at Dover, and we fight hard as elected officials for that. The team out there at Dover has won some of the most prominent awards, and we're a great beneficiary. So many of the men and women who come through Dover as airmen and airwomen stay here when they retire, and they bring a lot to our state. So thank you for being with us and entrusting your children in the hands of folks like Dr. Fitzgerald, who's up next in the Caesar Rodney School District. Kevin, always great to see you. Thanks for what you do to support the children of our military men and women.
Thank you very much, Governor. And let me start off by apologizing to Chase and Olivia for another Zoom. I know at this time, we'd all much rather be in person, but unfortunately, the situation as it exists places us all here on the screen. So I am humbled to join everyone today, and I promise that we will get you all back as soon as possible with the governor's blessing. Caesar Rodney School District has had the privilege and the honor of serving the children of our heroes stationed at the Dover Air Force Base and the Delaware National Guard since 1956. It's been a long-standing relationship that has continued to grow over those years. We are very committed to our children because we realize the challenges that each and every one of them face when they join us. We know that we're not their first station, and in many instances, we won't be their last. But we do want to provide them with the type of experience that will help give them a foundation, that will allow them to move and achieve whatever goals they seek to achieve once they complete their K-12 education. We also recognize the challenges, the social emotional challenges that our military children have to go through. And we are committed also to provide the type of environment and the type of support that each one of our children need as their parents become deployed. So on behalf of our school board, on behalf of our staff, on behalf of everyone in the Caesar Rodney School District, let me just say that to us, while April is the month of the military child, every month in the Caesar Rodney School District is a month for the military child. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Dr. Fitzgerald. And you're exactly right. Every day, every month is the is the day in the month of the military child in your district and other districts across our state. Normally now we would read the proclamation and sign it, but normally in a normal situation, we'd have a big group of legislators standing behind me. We'd have more folks in front of us. We only had so much room on the screen today. So we have some pre-recorded video remarks from Senator Sturgeon, representing the Senate Education Committee, and Representative Williams, representing the House Education Committee, and we'll hear from them right now.
Hello, my name is Laura Sturgeon, State Senator for Delaware's 4th District and Senate Chair of Education. I am proud to help recognize the 6,000 children in our state with parents serving in the military. As a Delaware public school teacher, I had the opportunity to work closely with many students whose family members were serving in active duty in the reserves or in the Delaware National Guard. We rightfully honor the courage and sacrifice of our military personnel, but too often the same brave characteristics displayed by their children are overlooked. Military children must often contend with frequent moves, new schools, and long separations from loved ones, requiring flexibility, perseverance, and resilience. Here in Delaware, we are working hard to ensure students with the greatest need receive the strongest support. That includes our military children, who often need support and counseling at school as they learn to manage the complex emotions that can result from the unique challenges they face. Recognizing April as the month of the military child is an important step in providing these children with the awareness, compassion, and understanding they need as we strive to build welcoming schools that can help with the adjustment to new surroundings and provide skills and guidance that can be used now and in the future. I want to thank all of Delaware's military families for their commitment and dedication. We owe each of you a deep debt of gratitude.
Hello, I'm Representative Kim Williams, and I'm so glad I could be here for this virtual proclamation signing, recognizing April as the month of the military child. While we regularly honor and celebrate the brave men and women of the armed services, it is important we set aside time this month to uplift and recognize the children of these heroes who display remarkable strength and resilience every day. By raising awareness of the unique challenges that military children face, like enduring long periods of time away from their parents, frequent relocations, and living a life of uncertainty and change, we can begin to highlight the important role these children play in supporting our troops. There is no doubt the 6,000 Delaware children with parents serving in the military bear a difficult burden that many civilians cannot begin to understand. This month, let us all show our gratitude for the unsung heroes of our military by recognizing their sacrifices and courage and providing their families with our unconditional support.
Well, we thank members of the General Assembly, Senator Sturgeon, Representative Williams, for those remarks and for the support that they provide for all of our children, and especially military children. I do have a proclamation that designates April as the month of the military child, and it reads as such: whereas thousands of brave Americans demonstrate their courage and commitment to Delaware and our nation by serving in the military, and whereas there are approximately 6,000 children with parents serving in the military, either active duty, reserve, or in the Army and Air National Guard stationed in Delaware, and whereas these children are a source of pride and honor to us all, and we recognize their contributions and celebrate their spirit, and whereas the month of the military child allows us to pay tribute to military children for their commitment, patience, courage, and unconditional support of our troops and their family members, and whereas this year we especially pay tribute to Major General Carol A. Timmons, a compassionate leader, a pioneer in our state, and the epitome of a public servant. Now, therefore, we, John Carney, Governor, that's me, and Bethany Hall Long, Lieutenant Governor, do hereby declare April 2021 as the month of the military child in the state of Delaware, and urge all citizens, businesses, educators, and government leaders to observe this month with appropriate activities to honor, support, and thank our military children. Our Lieutenant Governor has already signed it. And now so have I.
In a recent promotion ceremony, Carol Timmons made history when she became the first ever female to be promoted to the rank of general in the Delaware National Guard.
She's a key member of our management team who has now attained the prestigious, distinguished, and not easily attainable rank of Brigadier General.
There's many of you out there who started with me in the early 70s into the 80s and really helped shape my career and who I am today. I've done none of this alone. It's a team.
As I'm getting towards the end and as we're doing this ceremony, you think about your career, right? And all the things that have changed. And so when I first started, women couldn't fly in combat, women couldn't do this, women couldn't do that. And it was just based on gender. How stupid is that? So I'm very proud that I got the opportunity during my years of service to watch those rules go away. Just allow the person who has the passion and the calling to serve their state and their country.
She is simply the best. She has served with humility, dignity, and respect. General Timmons, it has been a real honor for me to serve alongside of you and to have you as part of my team.
Being first is timing and tenacity. You just got to hang in there and it all works out.
I just want to thank everyone for your support, your friendship, and I'm very proud of the legacy I leave behind, that many of you left behind, and Delaware National Guard will not miss a beat. They will carry on and do a great job.
And I just wanted to fly, and I want to fly in the military. So I just kind of had to find my way, and it led back to here. So it all worked out.
Mom, thank you for your love and support. You and Dad are the foundation I built my life upon. You always supported me from day one, no matter how crazy my dreams were, and they were crazy sometimes. Lynn, I want to thank you for your love and for accepting me as I am. I know it wasn't easy. You fell in love with someone who answered a call, whose mission has taken me around the world, but you were always my beacon home. I love you and I appreciate all you've done for me through the years, and I cannot thank you enough. I love you all.